Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here and you like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications from when we go live or post videos, tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, links are below for our free options trading group and our Discord. We're just getting things going today. We had one of the biggest drops. Actually, the biggest drop of 2019 happened today. S&Ps were down like 3%, down like 800 points. You know, it's saying the futures are down like 858 right now. I actually thought the S&Ps were going to go down like 100, but I mean, close. I guess close enough, right? You know, I thought today had the potential to be like a 5% down day, which would have been nuts. If you're here right now, say what up. I think we had Sovan in here. Starman, what's going on? Billy, what's up? What's going on? Yeah, what a day. I had to go downtown today. Was trading this morning. Just crazy. Yeah, before I get into it, you know, we went over the trades yesterday and you can actually do a recap. I guess one of my biggest regrets was I had the 292 put. Actually, I could pull this up right over here. Let me. Yesterday, I had the 292 put on SPY. Okay, so yesterday I had the 292 put. I bought it for $1.22. I sold it for a loss at 80 cents because I'm like, I was over trading and cut my losses. And the 292 put, don't look. It always hurts to look. The reason why I didn't hold it overnight is because I was afraid that look at these right here. Actually, look at these right here. These SPI up 1,000%. You know, that 292 put, I sold for 80 cents yesterday. I mean, this is you know, kind of embarrassing. But I sold it for 80 cents down in here, which was, you know, pretty flat. And I don't like to swing options that are going to expire because theta could really, if we had a gap up, and let's say it was kind of like a reversal, like if we had a gap up, it would have been a full max loss of that $1.22 debit, right? But instead, you know, but that's the risk. You know, I sold for 80 cents. It opened at 4. I would have honestly closed that position immediately. And look at that. It's now worth $8. I mean, insane. But you know, that's the market for you. You know, you win some, you lose some. But you know, the good news is if you're spotting plays like that, you're bound to hit one eventually. Like if you're spotting plays like it takes a while to develop the skill to actually identify those plays. Well, look who got here. Yo, what's up, Andrew? Nice to see you, man. If you made money today, comment got paid. If you lost money today, comment learned a lesson. So, you know, yesterday, if you guys watched the stream from yesterday, I was green yesterday, but I did overtrade a little bit, which cost me. But that was just one of the examples that came over. LJ, I feel ya, bro. Theme got paid. You know, today for me, let me pull up Tastyworks. For me, I think I'm up. Let's see. Let's do the math of the realized. So up 90 plus 48, then minus 20, minus 18, minus 6. So I'm up 94, not including this IWM trade here. In realize, I'm up $94, not great. As you can see here, you know, the story here on these, I'll go through them, is don't buy calls. Don't buy calls. I tried to buy some calls and as you can see, it didn't work out. But the nice thing is I did cut my losses early. I did let my runners run, hit my goals, and got out. So I'll go through my trades here real quickly with you guys. Let's go to today. Starting out with today. So, you know, quite a few trades. Let me minimize myself here so you can see all of it. There we go. Theme's up 28%. Congrats. Wayne got paid. Aaron got paid. Sylvan. So what's going on, Derek? If you're here right now, say what up. If you guys could do me a favor, if you're enjoying the content, hit the like button. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. You know, I know you guys don't really care about that, but it definitely helps me out. So these are my trades for today. GS, I hit early this morning at 8:48. I did stick to my rule today, though, that I'm not going to be opening a trade within the first 15 minutes. Derek didn't get paid. Not sure if I learned. Well, I guess you're going to have to reflect on that. So looking at GS here. So GS this morning at 8:48. So I'm Central Time, just in case you get confused. I bought the 197.50 put for $1.78, and I sold it for $2.68. About an hour and 20 minutes later, I got the I sold it, and basically it hit my targets. I was really only looking to hit the 196 area, and if you're looking at GS, I'll pull it up right here. You know, we had a huge gap down. The reason why I decided to play GS because of the inverted yields, and all this is going to have a big impact on the banks, and the banks were getting hit hard. I decided to take advantage of that opportunity, and if you guys have been watching my stream for a while, you do know that GS is also one of my favorites. I prefer GS over JP Morgan, and definitely I hardly ever trade Bank of America, like hardly ever. You know, GS is, if I'm trading financials, GS is at the top of the list here. So I'm looking at GS here at 8:48. So I let the first candle close on this candle right in here. As it opened, I did put it on, and then when it broke down here at 10:06. So on this candle here, when it had this leg down, I sold it, and glad I did because it was just kind of chilling the rest of the day. I guess. Let me see what that was worth. So that was the 197.50. Let's take a look at what that was worth. So I had the 197.50 put. I sold it for 268. So I guess it's up a bit here. So 295. So close at 295. I closed at 268. Really wouldn't be worth it. I mean, it did hit 350 was the high there. It looks like, yeah, like 340 something, 340 and some change. So, you know, we did pretty well there. I mean, it was we caught it on the way up on here. You know, we got a good price for it. Bought it for under $2 down in here. Sold it when it was making its move to $3. And you know, in trading you're not gonna ever time it perfectly. And as long as you're getting the majority of the move, or at least half the move, or even a quarter of the move, when it makes that move and you profit from it, I mean, good for you. Theme, yeah, I got you after my trades here. I'll go through shop. Roku was another one, hit early this morning. I put it on at 8:55 right here. Sorry guys. Yep, today. So Roku, I bought it for $1.75. Roku was one that I wanted to trade. I had the 130 put. And it was kind of, I would say Roku was kind of difficult to trade this morning. And then I sold it for $2.20. So I didn't get like a huge profit from it. I mean, I did make, what was it, like 30%? I did make like 30% or so. So I'm definitely not complaining about it. So let me look at that 130 put here. So let's see what it did. So the charts are all messed up now. So I had the 8:55. So right before this next candle opened, I bought it for $1.75. So when it was down, so right in here, if you can kind of see, and if you guys see, I look at the option pricing, because to me, option pricing is everything. When the stock moves, it's also you need to learn option pricing and how it moves with the stock and the underlying. It's very important. So that's kind of why I like to do it this way. And then I closed it at 2:23 at an hour later, a little bit more than an hour later, 10:08. So it was right in here. Actually, right before it was going to leg down. And when I say it was difficult to trade is because it went up to like 134, came down to 130, went back up to like 133.50, then came back down. So it was a lot of it took a little bit of finessing to make sure I didn't want to pay more than $2 for this trade. So I wanted to make sure that I can get out of there. And then my stop loss was if it breached like the 135 area, I would have cut my losses and kind of moved on. One way to look at it is the market average is around 3%. So if you're doing better than 3%, then you're doing better than the market average. Yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, if we're making 10%, just 10%, 20%, 30%, I mean, we're doing better than most. I mean, that's why. I mean, options trading is harder. It's definitely harder to learn, harder to profit from. In there is a bit of a barrier for entry, right? Because there's a lot you have to learn, and that's why I look at the option pricing reflecting of the stock pricing, kind of what that is. And yes, I didn't capture the whole move. I went from $1.75 and I sold it at $2.23. So right in here, and I left a lot on the table. It went up to $3.50. Now it's $2.55. So I mean, you just got to really trade carefully. And like we talked about yesterday, it's about consistent returns. It's not always about like big returns. It's about being very consistent. So make sure your wins are bigger than your losses, and you'll be okay. Daniel. Oh yeah, Daniel. I remember you saying you took the week off. Well, I took last week off. If it makes you feel any better, because I was gone for the week. But this week I'm glad that the market is moving. So getting back into that. So that was GS, that was Roku. Square, actually lost a little bit of money on Square. So yesterday I opened a Square position. I lost $6 on it. Cost me 96, and I sold it for 90. Square just really wasn't doing anything this morning. It was really I sold it at 10:08. I just kind of cut my losses and moved on. I mean, took the $6 hit and moved on. Really, I don't think it was really worth it. Looking at the strangle, let's see what it's worth now. It's the if you're looking here, Square. Sorry, guys. Let me move my Tastyworks over here because it's getting a little messed up. So I had that 60, 63. So I was looking forward to actually looking forward to move up this morning. But obviously, that didn't happen. So, it's worth 87. Like I said, it didn't do anything. I sold it for 90 cents, and now it's worth only 87 cents. So it wasn't doing anything. Sometimes when a trade's not doing anything, it's best just to, bring it back in. Even though it was a small loss, I lost $6. It's good to bring that capital back in. Not like it was a lot of money, but it's good to bring that capital back in and then redeploy it somewhere else if you want to. I just didn't think you always have to think about what your capital allocation is. Is this a good place to put my capital? Am I going to make money? Obviously when you put a trade on, the expectation is to make money, and I just didn't see how I was able to make any money on this trade. So that's why that's why I took it off. And like I said, the option pricing, I probably could have been up a couple bucks when it came down to like 60, 50. But like I said, I went downtown. I stepped away from the desk today, and I really didn't want to manage any positions while I was gone. And then let's see here. Whoa. Sorry, my mouse is like going crazy here. SPY. So this is where I had some back-to-back losses with SPY and TQQQ. Sorry, that's a tough one. And really, I bought the 287 call on SPY, and I bought the 59 call on TQQQ. And as you know, I was thinking down in here. It was going to bounce from like. Actually, let me put this off here. Let me show you here what I'm talking about. When it came down and it was bouncing here from like 285.40, it went up to 286.57. And as soon as it came back under 286, I just cut my loss. And move on. Like, calls were not the play. And then I tried TQQQ, and at that point, I just kind of stepped away from it. I did take some small losses on there. So on TQQQ, I lost $20, and then on SPY I lost $18. So then you gotta, when you have back-to-back losses on that, number one, don't buy calls today. I think I said that in the Discord. Don't buy calls after that. And then I left. I went downtown, and then I came back. And I put on an IWM trade. And now the IWM trade is a bullish trade, and I'll go through that here on why I put this trade on. Now, it's a pretty tight strangle. I bought the 147 call and the 144 put for $1.67. It's currently up $9 on that trade. If I look at IWM here, and what was interesting about the IWM trade was even though this really wasn't moving, IWM wasn't moving, the puts were getting a lot more expensive. When I put this trade on, the 144, I paid $57 for the 144 put right here. You can see right here I put 57, and at the end of the day it was worth like 80 cents, and I was down a little bit on the call, but it was kind of evening out, which put me ahead here. But the reason why I put, like, why would you put a bullish position on? And honestly, it was just 100% chart play. This had nothing to do with my opinion of the overall market right now, which we'll talk about. And then it had nothing to do. What I was looking at here was right down in here. I find these are kind of my favorite setups, honestly, when it's starting to touch areas of support that it has in the past here, and then you might get a nice little bounce here. I was looking for it to only bounce up to like 148, and I'll take my profits. I wasn't looking for a big winner here. I'm not looking for it to go to 150 in the next 2 days. I was really just looking for it to return to 148, which would I didn't know if there was going to be a lot of short covering or people were going to buy at the end of the day, which obviously they didn't here. So I was looking at this here. It was coming back down into this support area. However, I do have the 144 put. If it does break this 145 area, I do think it's going to come down to at least 143 probably rather quickly, and I'll be able to recoup any money that was potentially lost, or maybe even make some money, because the puts right now are pretty rich. So that's why I traded IWM. Also, if you look at IWM, it really hasn't been rewarded this year. We're back to where we were in January. So let's see, January 1st was down. We started down in here. So I guess we are up a little bit on the year, but IWM, the small cap stocks, really haven't been doing anything all year. It kept getting stuck here between 157.50 and 60, and just kept getting stuck. So, maybe we'll get a little bounce, but if not, we got that 144 put for protection. The other thing is, I don't know if you guys saw this. Okay. Trump. So Trump is looking very upset with the way things are going right now. He basically is going in a tirade because, obviously, right now, actually, the Dow's down 900 right now on the day. Whew. He basically said, we're winning big time. So I think that Trump's not understanding why the market's going down when they cut rates, and he said they're going to push back the tariffs and all this. So we're winning big time against China. Companies and jobs are fleeing. Prices to us have not gone up, and in some cases have come down. China's not the problem, though. Hong Kong is not helping. Our problem is the Fed raised too much and too fast, now too slow to cut. Which, they just raised them and they just cut them. I don't know. I think there's a bunch of confusion going on, as you can see. But we're probably looking. I'm looking for like a small bounce tomorrow, but probably realistically, we're looking at some more pain. Theme wants to look at Shop real quick here. I don't know. Do you have a position on Shop that you're looking at? Man, Shopify is just one of those stocks. It's just parabolic. I mean, just growing. So I mean, do I think? I mean, they had almost a 5% down day, but realistically, that didn't do anything. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it did come back down here to like the 320, 315 area. There's not like a whole lot of support, probably maybe like around 327, but it's just been going straight up. When you are slamming the markets with pumping, it's not working. Yeah, it's not going up. Bounce. Yeah, I bought 2 calls today, and I was looking for a bounce, and it never came. So I exited. But in terms of Shopify, I mean, they're responding to, it looks like a little bit of a delay of their earnings here, and it actually dropped a little bit on earnings, came down to 312. But this is the kind of stock that funds just load up on. Any dips, went from 117 to 372 in less than a year. I mean, just nuts. I'm in for the 270 put expiring 2020. Yeah, I mean, I would if it came down to like the 330, 325 area. I mean, for me, I'd probably, if it was my position, I definitely would probably close it. That's my opinion. I mean, that's what I would do. I wouldn't be looking for it to crash down to like 200 or anything crazy. It's probably not going to. The other one that had earnings today was Macy's. And as you guys can see here, Macy's is just kind of, I don't know about you guys in your area, but in the Chicago area, I mean, they are closing stores left and right. I mean, their footprint has definitely been decreasing by a lot, and the stock price is reflecting this as well. Went from 41, and then today they had a 13% down day. It was actually down more at one point. Looks like it started to bounce back, but I mean, it's just not good. I mean, retail in general is not good. I know that Walmart has earnings coming up as well. Tomorrow, I believe. Yo, Jeff, what up? If you're here right now, say what up. Yeah, Walmart. I would say Walmart's chart is also looking pretty dicey. I mean, it's down from 115. I wouldn't be surprised if it came back down to the 102 area. But also depends on their earnings. The catalyst here is going to be earnings. I mean, yeah, they were only down 1% today, which is not terrible considering how much stuff got slaughtered. I mean, there's actually not one green thing in my watch list except for TLT, VIX, gold, and that's about it. Everything else was red. Starbucks didn't really get cut down either. I never have traded ETFs, but I mainly trade directional vertical spreads. You ever recommend ETFs like QQQ and SPY for directional trading, or better stick to stocks? No, I mean, I think that ETFs are great. I mean, I trade SPY a lot. I do trade the Qs, and today I did also trade IWM. So I mean, I think the ETFs are great. SPY is a favorite just because of how many expirations it has. So Edward, VIX measures volatility. I actually had a put the other day. Was it yesterday? So many trades, getting confused here. Was it yesterday here? So I made a small amount. Glad I closed it out. So I actually had the 18 put. As you can see here, I had the 18 put. I bought it for 115 and closed it yesterday for $1.35. Glad I closed it because that would be like, I mean, I can tell you right now what it's worth. It's worth the 18 put for next week. Yeah, 50 cents. So I would have been cut 70%, as you can see here. 70% would have been cut, about 70% on that, which is right. So I'm glad that I took profits on that. In this market, if you're wondering if you should take profits, the answer is yes. When you get to trading, you got to be more automatic. If you're thinking about, if you're contemplating should I take profits or not take profits, the answer is always yes. Take profits, take your money, and then redeploy your capital. Take profits, redeploy capital. I mean, I said it many times, but Edward, getting back to the VIX. The VIX measures volatility in the market. As you can see here, we went from 12 up to 25 almost. Now we kind of retreat a little bit, and we're back up to 22 yesterday. Yesterday we hit a low of like 1757, and today we hit a high of around 2270, so around there. And this just measures fear and volatility in the market. When we had I actually thought it would be a little bit higher today. I thought we would have maybe hit like 25, considering the amount down that we had. But if you're looking at SPY, I mean, yeah, we went down, but it wasn't like a panic down. It was just to me it looked very calculated and looked like we were just moving down organically. No, there was no crash today, and that's why I like the title for my video is titled a drop, not crash, because a crash would mean like we go down quick, then we go up quick, and there was no flash crashes. We just had a drop in the market, and that's probably why VIX isn't higher, is because there wasn't enough volatility to push it higher. I mean, yeah, we did go from, it is up 26%, which is huge. But in the big scheme of things, it's in range for where we've been in the last 6 months here. Volatility was going pretty low. If you look at SPY chart down in July, you kind of have to measure it with what's going on. If you look back in July, what the market was doing, and in July we were just going up very slow, coming down a little bit, going slow, and like it doesn't look very volatile here. But if you look back in April, when we went from 12 to 23, what happened? Actually, this is May. Sorry, May. When it goes from 12 to 23, what happened? If we look at SPY in May, we went from 290 all the way down to 272. So fear was high. We were dropping a lot, and we were going up a lot. So the volatility was high. So that's what it measures. Might be a dumb question, but do you think ETFs like SPY are a lot less volatile than blue chip stocks? I would say they are. Being like a three, like they went down 3%. And if you look at like a Tesla today, I mean, it was down like 6%. I mean, every stock has its own personality, and you have to understand how that stock trades. Once you understand how that stock trades, you're going to be able to profit from it more consistently. SPY trades different than Tesla or Apple or Nvidia or anything like that. SPY or the Qs in general. Because they're measuring a whole indice, when, like, let's say Tesla is just one stock. Just because Tesla went down 6% doesn't mean the whole sector needs to go down 6%, right? So it's measured differently, for sure. So, but the thing about the trading the ETFs is they're very liquid. A lot of people trade them. Like if we look at if we're looking at these puts right here, I mean, volume is in the hundreds of thousands. Like these puts, 285 put today, 114,000. The 284 put today, up 129,000. I mean, these plays weren't supposed to. Nobody thought that the market was going to drop, but we've been talking about it. I did a video on Monday saying, is the stock market about to crash? And then we went up to the following day, and then today we gave all that back. So I mean, it doesn't really matter if we go up 500 points if the next day we drop 900 points. You know what I mean? Because then we're still at a net negative. So, any other questions I can answer for you guys? Bought some shares of Snap before close at 17, hoping it would break its 52 high. Nope. Yeah, Snap. Today, I mean, today's a good day to buy shares if you're buying something that's undervalued, and it's getting crushed. But it's tough. We've been saying this for a while. It's been tough to buy these shares at these prices. Yo, I'm actually Andrew. I've gone a little soft on the Coke. I'm actually drinking a iced chai tea latte. You know, a little foo drink here. I had to cut back because this dad bod was not slowing down, man. The dad bod was no joke, no joke. So I have to cut back. Can you recommend a way to learn option pricing? You know, the best way for me is looking at the stock. You know, what I do is, let's say it's Roku. I was looking at Roku today, right? And what I'll do, I'll literally look at what price I'm looking at. Let's say I'll just pick a strike, and I was trading the 130 today. And I'll actually chart the pricing and seeing what it does and seeing what the premium is doing alongside, you know, and you don't have to trade it. Just look at and look at what's going on, you know. Look at what the stock is doing, look at what it does to the option pricing, and look at different stocks. You know, look at Apple, look at SPY, look at the Qs, you know, look at gold, look at GLD, look at silver, look at, you know, whatever you want to look at, Netflix, Tesla, anything, and you can kind of see like how does the option pricing respond when it's flat, or how does the calls or the puts respond when it's spiking up. You know, when you always want to sell calls when it's spiking up, and you always want to sell puts when it's going down, because that's when they're the most inflated. You're going to get the most bang for your buck. As the stock is moving down, also sell your put that you were holding on to, versus it going down and then waiting for an uptick to sell it, because you're going to leave you know, quite a big percentage on the table. So, you know, you kind of have to play with it that way. Anyways, guys, just want to go through my trades real quick. If the video was of value to you, hit the like button. Definitely appreciate you guys. If you guys want to jump in the Discord, links are below. Also, our free option trading group on Facebook. You know, stay safe, stay green. It's always us versus herd.